unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Lord, my home was lonesome since my mother, she was gone. My brother, sisters crying, what a home so sad and alone.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Yes, please applaud. Thank you. Many thanks to our very talented musicians. Thank you. Welcome to this gathering hosted by the Unitarian Universalist Church of Bowling Green. Whether you're here in person or joining us online, we want to welcome you. If you have a cell phone, if you wouldn't mind setting it to silent or vibrate, that would be helpful. My name is Janine Grossmeyer. I'm a member of this congregation, and I'm going to be the service associate today. We are a welcoming congregation. Whoever you are, however you identify, wherever you come from, whoever you love, please know that you are welcome here. Our Sunday services are different each week, and as you may tell from our table and display, we're going to be doing something very different. Today is one of our, what we call UU festivals, cycles through the year, and it's our Remembrance Sunday, and we'll be remembering those who have been dear to us and have passed on. Another tradition for Unitarian Universalists, I'm supposed to be doing that too, sorry, is the chalice. The chalice was started during World War II, the flaming chalice, and has become common to UU congregations throughout the world. This morning, our chalice will be lit by Christina Kruger. There is a short reading to go with it, which do you want to come up and do it? Okay, come on up. Christina, just a second till she's...
Okay. All right. Do it at the same time. As we kindle this flame, we honor and remember those who have passed into the mystery. Their brightness lives on in our vision. Their courage lives on in our commitments. And their love continues to bless the world through us.
And now, if you would, please join in hymning 362, Rise Up, O Flame. Rise up, O flame, by thy glory, show to us beauty,
Come into this circle of loss. Come into this circle of compassion. Come into this circle of memory. Come into this circle of love.
We've already done some singing, but we're going to sing together again. Please rise and bow to your spirit as you are able. And we're going to be singing hymn 131, Love Will Guide Us.
Love will
have a time for all ages. Gail will be leading us in a special talk about butterflies.
Hello, all. Around the world and through the ages, many people have believed that butterflies represent souls. In ancient Greek mythology, Psyche was a woman who married Eros, the god of love, also called Cupid. She was made immortal, the goddess of the soul, and as her husband had bird's wings on his back, she had butterfly wings on her back. Ever since, butterflies have been her messengers, helping souls journey to and from the land of the dead. The Aztecs also believed that butterflies were in charge of transporting the souls to and from the land of the dead. They recognized that the monarch butterflies would migrate to the Mexican mountains near the time of the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, which is toward the end of October. This had led locals to say that the butterflies are the returning spirits of dead relatives. The Japanese believed that butterflies were representatives of the dead, and particularly that souls could return as white butterflies. The Irish also respected the white butterfly in particular. In fact, even as recent as the 1600s, you were not allowed to kill a white butterfly, as they were believed to be the souls of children who had passed on to the other world. And in Chad, butterflies and moths were actually called borg. It literally means soul of the deceased, and so therefore you were forbidden from touching them. And in all cultures, the butterfly has symbolized transformation due to the cycle of change they go through from caterpillar to chrysalis and then to butterfly. Transformation from child to adult to elder. And of course, transformation from life to death and to the life of the soul after death. So today, we will be doing a craft together, ready to go back and be a child again. We will be making butterflies to represent those whom we've lost. We invite each person to come up to the circle table here if you have someone that you are remembering today that you would like to make a butterfly for. And then we will walk you through crafting that. One moment. So, and come on up, and also I know we have had a few people bring up totems of remembrance for people. You can, as you come up, if you wanted to grab the craft supplies, put your remembrance offerings on the altar here, right in front of the chalice. But what you will do is collect some tissue paper and a pipe cleaner. You can get as many sheets as you like. We suggest 1 to 5 sheets, but I personally like 2, but maybe 3 or 4 can be fun too. You can layer the sheets together like this, or even keeping them like on top of each other. And what you're gonna do is let it get a little messy and squish them together. So right now, a little messy. But once you've squished them just with your hands, you unfurl them a bit, and then take the pipe cleaner, and we have a lot of different colors, so again, choose the colors you like. Thank you. Oh, you'll also grab there, I think there's a paper clip too, we're gonna use that. And then taking the pipe cleaner, bending it in half, you'll wrap it around the bottom of the squished part, wrap 3 times, and then let the little pipe cleaner tops be antenna. And just kind of straighten it out, make it pretty. There are also markers if you want to write a name or color on yours or make any sort of pattern that your loved one might appreciate. You can also do their favorite colors. And then with the paper clip, we're just going to undo them a bit and hook them around your antenna, because in a moment, when we do the calling of the names, we'll be hanging them on a tree. Oh, thank you. And now we have a butterfly.
So everybody's welcome to come on up.
Yeah, there's enough on both sides, so.
Imagine, if you will, these people are butterflies gathering around flowers, collecting things.
Do you want me to start moving into this?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one? All right. Continue going ahead and grabbing your supplies for your butterflies. Take your time. But in a moment, we will be singing our children into their religious exploration. Kids, you're invited to go ahead and hang your butterfly, if you have one, on the remembrance tree before you leave.
You can also keep your butterfly. You can make more butterflies and have one to take home. So. Okay, it looks like most of our children have done that. We're going to sing them out, as she said. We're going to be singing a slightly different song. It's 1057, Go Lift It Up. And Forrest will be playing it for us, and then we'll sing along. And the children can leave for the RE. We are now going to have the offering. Oh, wait, that is there, sorry. This congregation and the work we do is supported by the voluntary generosity of all who contribute. We're going to have a separate time to hang the butterflies on the tree if you want to wait for the communal. Sorry, we just want to make sure the kids had a chance. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry. The offering is a sacrament of the free church. You may place your donation in the plates as they come around to you or on your way out. Use the QR code that's going to be up on the screen and donate via our website or mail checks to the office. As we enjoy the music, the offering will be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values.
just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world of woe, but there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just going over. I'm just going to my home. Dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, but beauteous fields lie just beyond, where God's redeemed their vigil keep. I'm going there to meet my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. Only going over
We thank you for these gifts. May we use them wisely and well in the service of this congregation and our community. We also want to take a moment to thank everyone who made today's service possible, including, of course, our marvelous musicians. And Ryan, that was lovely. Thank you. And I want to special thank you to those who helped us set up this morning. Even they got drafted because they showed up early, and we said, "Hey, move this, move that," and they were very helpful. So, and of course, Michelle is handling our tech today. Thank you. We do have a few quick community news and announcements. Somewhere, yep. I think. Today, after the service in the fellowship hall, there will be a Death Cafe with Kay Witt, and so I hope you all can join in on that. It's 12:30, I believe. When we're done here, okay. It'll be in the fellowship hall, so if you're over there for snacks, you will hear the announcement inviting you to that. There is going to be a memorial service for Cheryl Stevens. Does anybody remember the day it came out in the email? November 4th, okay. So Cheryl Stevens was a member of our congregation, and she passed away recently. And Okay, there it is. November, we're having a potluck, and we'll be hearing more details about that. So that was some quick announcements. If you are interested in learning more about this congregation or about Unitarian Universalism in general, we invite you to contact our president, Roxanne Spencer. She can be reached through president@uubgky.org, and contact the membership team. Can you, members of the membership team, raise your hands? Okay. So if you have questions, you just want to know more, or got anything, or you can ask. Most of us will be able to, if we don't know the answer, we'll either make it up, as you used to. No, we'll point you in the right direction. So thank you. Okay, before we start that, Gail and I will be doing a little dialogue.
In a mother's womb were two babies, twins, talking.
I'm the cynical baby. Do you believe in life after birth?
Why, of course. There has to be something after birth. Maybe we are here to prepare ourselves for what we will be later.
Nonsense. There is no life after birth. I mean, what would that life be?
I don't know, but there will be more light than here. Maybe we will walk with our legs and eat with our mouths.
That is absurd. Walking is impossible. And eat with our mouths? Look, ridiculous. The umbilical cord provides all our nutrients. Life after birth is to be excluded. The umbilical cord is too short for us to walk anywhere.
I think there is something, and maybe it's different than it is here.
Well, look, nobody has ever come back from birth, right? Birth is the end of life, and after delivery, there is nothing but darkness and anxiety, and it takes us nowhere.
Well, I don't know. But certainly we will see Mother, and she will take care of us.
Mother. You believe in Mother? Where is she now?
She's all around us. It's in her that we live. Without her, there would not be this world.
I don't see her, so it is only logical that she does not exist.
But sometimes when you're silent, you can hear her. You can sense her. I believe there is a reality after birth, and we are here to prepare ourselves for that reality.
Well, let's just wait and see, why don't we? I think you're up.
Who knows what comes next? All right. So now we will start our remembrance service, and first we'll start with the lighting of the candles for members of our community who have passed away. In this past year, we've lost 2 members. We light this candle in memory of the life of Cheryl Stevens. We thought this might take some coordination. We light this candle in memory of the life of Jim Haynes. We are reminded by these candles that fire can symbolize all life. The candle holds a fragile flame, as we just saw, and it can be extinguished by a sudden, unforeseen gust of air, one of the guises of fate. But even if fate does not end a life unexpectedly, the burning flame will eventually consume the candle and die out. A candle has its allotted time to burn, and so too a human life has its allotted span of years to live. Yet while it burns, for a short span or long, it radiates light and heat. And flame kindles flame, life begets life. The glow and heat, the passion of life are passed on. Even after a flame has died, the fire of life and love still burns with the flames they began. so too does a human life continue in the lives it has both engendered and influenced. Today, we remember the sparks that Jim and Cheryl have kindled in our hearts. We will read a few of the memories our congregation has shared. Matt said, "I had a wonderful time speaking with Cheryl during a hike at Mammoth Cave. She also let me stay at her home after mine was damaged by the tornado. A truly terrific person." And Valerie said, "I'm so grateful for Cheryl's friendship. She learned to play bridge and invited me to sub for her. We shared a love of gardening and swapped plants and seeds. She is missed." Janine said for Jim, "I will always remember the conversations with Jim. We disagreed on several things, but that never interfered with our friendship." Michelle says, "Thank you, Jim, for encouraging me when I was young." I got two doubles on this. I think it's Janine, or Janaray, thank you. Janaray, and Michelle says amen to this. "Thank you for your vision of a beautiful church, Jim." And then from Joan Martin, "Jim Haynes was a special friend to me and to the UU Church in Bowling Green. Jim introduced me to Zen meditation and supported the Zen group for over 20 years. For example, he made miso soup for the group and led the group in open-eyed meditation while we focused on the soup. Jim was a member of the UU Aesthetic Committee and was instrumental in designing the symbol on the wall in the chancel area. Jim supported my photography and donated my photograph of the Russian monastery to the UU Church. After Jim and I moved to Washington, Jim Haynes was one of the first UU members to visit us. We remember Jim." Though the flames of Jim and Cheryl's lives have been extinguished, the light that they sparked within our hearts and community live on. And now we will do the calling of the names. If we can get a handheld mic, I think. We invite each member to come up. We will be accompanied by Christina Kruger on drum to drum the names. We'll have you speak the name of the person you are remembering today into the mic, and then I will be over here with the remembrance tree to help hang butterflies. Come up as you are able, and if you are not able, please raise your hand and we'll come to you. Thank you, John, for carrying that tree.
Betty and Jean Arnold, Thad Salmon, and Sue Ann Salmon.
Start with the ones that have the clips on them. Jack Spencer, U.S. Army, Desert Storm veteran. Carl Sue Collinsworth. Anna Jo Spencer. Reverend or Brother James Smith. And Debbie Gibbs.
Anna Marie Margaret Hufka, who became my mother, Anne Slife.
I don't have names in remembrance of all my hospice patients and all the people who died alone, homeless, or just didn't have family.
We already hung ours, but Barry Walton, my father-in-law, who I was unfortunately never able to meet, Deb Heidel, Kathy Janesic, and Mary Amadeo.
A butterfly for our friend Cheryl Stevens. We have Mike with us today, her partner on the YouTube, so just want to be sure that she has her butterfly up here. She was a dear friend. I talked to her a day on September 5th, a couple weeks before she transitioned, and she said that talked to me as an UU who and told me that she was ready to go. So I was just very pleased to have the few moments by ourselves where she could talk to me.
We have very many precious memories of Cheryl. I also like to remember my folks, Bill and Priscilla Kuhn.
I'd like to remember my brother-in-law, Donald Gilder, mother-in-law, Joyce Fowler, father-in-law, Lesmond Kirksey, and my parents, Harry and Mary Ruth Joynton, my cousin Diane, and Aunt Lorraine.
Cynthia Booty Snyder, she was my wife, died in 2010.
Let's just pretend that I didn't already put this up here. I was out of turn. I'm frequently out of turn. I'm remembering my sister Marie, who passed this year, and my mom and dad. Miss you
guys. This is for my mother and my father and all those incredible ancestors that came before me that lived their incredible lives, unknown to me, but thank you.
Greatest gift God can give a little boy as a little brother. And my Alton Emery Gott was born when I was 17 months of age and died at age 64, found to have prostate cancer. Age 59, it was already metastasized when it was found. Alton Gott.
My son Jay already put up the butterfly in memory of his mother, his dear sweet mother, who endured me for 3 short years but the wonderful memories will last forever. In some ways, I feel sorry for her for being with me the time she was. She started to pick up my warped sense of humor. And one day when I was in and out and running about, and our son would be born shortly, she said, "Not that I'm trying to keep up with you, but in case I would need something, I could call in case you were near Kroger or Walgreens." And I said, "Well, I thought I'd go out and check on a few of my old girlfriends." And she said, "That is just like you. You are so sweet, kind, and loving. What nursing homes are they in?"
The passing of my male self.
This is for people that have passed. My mother's mother, Carrie Walker, my dad, and one of my best friends. Actually, I was able to put a memorial up for her, and she'd been a friend before we were married, and she was a friend after we divorced, and she passed from cancer in 2017.
In Dia de los Muertos, on the evening that you go to the cemetery, each year you usually pick out one member of your family to pay particular honor and remembrances of. Last night I was watching Picard, and it reminded me of my dad so much. So today I'd kind of like to remember my dad. I also have a remembrance up for the Reverend James Hobart, who was a mentor and a colleague and a friend, and for Maya, my 14-year-old golden retriever who died this year.
I'd like to remember Elizabeth's mom's, her name is Carolyn All, passed away last January.
I like to remember my grandmother, who was 103 when she died, and also my father. This is for Kathleen Bingaman, my grandmother.
These are for my parents, Marty and Kenny, and all the ancestors before them.
This butterfly can represent my mother, who discovered Unitarianism when she and my father and the rest of us were brought in tow, discovered the Unitarian Church in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was called the People's Church. And I spent my formative years in Unitarianism there while I was in high school. And then as I traveled around the country from one teaching position to another, I frequented many other Unitarian congregations, including this one when I came to Bowling Green to teach at Western Kentucky University.
I haven't even had time to make a butterfly. I've been really, really stressed out and overslept this morning. I looked at my obituaries. I've lost 9 people this year, just since January. One of them being Jana Ray's mother and Elizabeth's mother. 2 of them, I'm sorry. But I'm remembering the most my parents. I've been an orphan for 23 years, other family members, and 3 really close friends in Kentucky I've lost starting in 2011, and I want to remember all of them, and many more. I've lost lots of people. Could I still make one of these?
Do we have more butterflies? Or
and I want to recognize these are butterflies that were made by people who were not able to be here today. They made them in previous Sundays. And I apologize. I did not ask what the names were, and I cannot read all of them, so I won't do them injustice by trying. But we do recognize those who are remembered on our other butterflies.
thank you for participating in our calling of the names. We recognize, of course, that many names we didn't hear today, and we still honor and hold them close to our hearts. We're going to take a moment of silence, and then I'll sound the singing bowl, and after the silence, Forrest will bring us out of the silence with Spirit of Life. Thank you. We'll have another reading from Gail.
Within the circle of our lives, we dance the circle of the years, the circles of the seasons within the circles of the years, the cycles of the moon within the circle of the seasons, the circle of the reasons within the cycles of the moon. Again, again, we come and go, changed, changing. Hands join, unjoin in love and fear, grief and joy, the circles turn, each giving into each, into all. Only music keeps us here, each by all the others held. In the hold of hands and eyes we turn in pairs, that joining, joining each to all again. And then we turn aside alone, out of the sunlight gone, into the darker circles of return.
Thank you, Gail. We're going to sing together again, so please rise in body or spirit as we sing Gather the Spirit, hymn number 347. Thank you. It has now come time to bid farewell to those who have been watching with us online. We hope you found this service meaningful and invite you to join us again. Be well and go in peace, and may the memories be a blessing. We've done a lot of sharing today, and now is time for us to share with each other. And what? Okay, that was it. We have a new member introduction this morning, and are they here?